How's it going, guys? This is Catch Up here, and a bit of a quick one from me, just to kind of share some tech. I don't know whether it's new or whether it's known about, but I honestly haven't seen anything about it, so I'm under the assumption that it's not really known. It's really strange. Mustard and I were doing some combos and some stuff in training mode earlier on while we did some recording, and we were kind of experimenting with Kenshi's meter burn, balanced meter burn spirit charge, which launches in the corner for a combo. In combination with, the fact that since the patch, Kenshi can now meter burn his 2-2 for a full combo, just to get some extra damage. So, for example, Kenshi, if he gets like an NJP now, can do 2-2 meter burn and then get like a full combo and get really, really respectable damage at the cost of a bar. We found something in the corner. This is not, I'm doing the video, but I wasn't the sole one that found, this tech. It's Mustard and I together. I'm just the one that just happens to be recording it. So, right. So we're going to go into the corner, and basically, I'm going to do this combo right here, and I want you to see if you can spot what's going on. Okay, so what's going on there? Some of you probably have noticed that and clocked it. For some reason, when you do it super late in a combo, on this specific setup, there's a restand caused by the first hit of meter burn spirit charge. Always causes a restand. Doesn't matter how high up they are. Will always cause them to stand on the ground, as you can see there. If you do it at the end of a combo that's had quite a lot of gravity used already, it causes a reset situation where if the opponent is not holding block at the time that spirit charge connects, they actually get juggled by the second hit and it completely resets. Now, you'll be probably going, well, is that useful? Is it not useful? That's a good question. I don't know how viable this is, but we experiment with a couple of uses. But just to kind of do it again, as you can see, you do this very specific combo to get a juggle into NJP and uppercut to go behind, 2-2, meter burn, and then it causes that reset that you can see right there, where basically the end of the first combo is the first hit of meter burn spirit charge, and then the second combo starts once the second hit of spirit charge comes out, basically. So it's really strange when it works, because it's like two combos in one, and if the opponent's not holding block, like it's big damage. You can get more than that, but that was just, basic baby stuff. But it's 2 bars. This specific setup is 2 bars, but the video is mainly to kind of demonstrate the idea of getting this weird reset situation off meter burn charge. And if the opponent is sleeping, I mean, let's be real here. You're not always going to hold block 100% of the time when you're getting combos. So if you're fighting someone that obviously is not going to know about this, there is always going to be the chance that they're just not going to be ready for that to actually combo them. They might not be pressing block because they don't want to break at the end and waste a breaker. They might not be holding block because they're waiting until they get knocked down, and then they can do wake up armor, which involves them pressing block rather than holding it beforehand. There's always going to be the chance the opponent isn't going to hold block in that situation, which is going to give you like another guaranteed 30%. Now, that was off 2 bars. The reason this works 100% of the time is because we're ending the combo in 2-2, which grounds, and this gravity is guaranteed 100% of the time, and that's why it works. There is a 1 bar version of this which requires it's not as consistent. I'm going to try and do it now. There are other ways to do it, and this is kind of where the idea has been presented, and it's down to you Kenshi players to kind of see if you can find a 1 bar use. But for example, you can do something like this, where you can do back 3-2, uppercut, forward 4. Let's see if I can do it. Now this can sometimes cause it. This combo right here. It's very inconsistent. So clearly there's going to be a better option out there. But just to kind of demonstrate the method, we'll see how long we can do it before we can potentially get it. We'll try 3 of these. Not quite. So as you can see, it's a lot more inconsistent when you're trying to do it at the cost of a bar. But I reckon after experimentation, there's going to be a quite consistent... Yeah, right there. As you can see, I got the reset. And that was off the same combo, just slightly different, probably slightly different timing on my part to get the gravity slightly different. But that's kind of what I was trying to demonstrate, that this reset situation can actually exist off 1 bar instead. And if it works, we'll give it a couple more tries. And if not, we'll just, Oh no, I messed it up. I'm a sad man. We'll try it one more time. What? Ooh. Well, you guys get the idea. I kind of really tried to see if I could get it off the 1 bar to see how much damage it does, but I've done it before. It's over 60% damage for a bar, so it's very, very powerful. If you can get it, that's the thing. You just saw me sit there for a couple of minutes trying to do it off 1 bar, where it's nowhere near as consistent. I mean, you know, if I have you in the corner, it might be more consistent. But, you know, the reality is it's consistent off the 2 bars because we have the 2-2, which regrounds them, you know, which makes the rest of this combo consistent every single time, which allows you to do whatever you want to do. It's just that for 1 bar, the gravity is more down to you. So basically, this is all the video is going to really contain. I want to demonstrate what happens if the opponent blocks this setup, though. The opponent can block, obviously, because it resets, they can block, but you're completely safe. So they can block it and you still have them in the corner and you're safe on block. And you're within perfect back 1 range. We tested this in training. If an opponent is going to try and mash buttons right there, we tested it with a whole bunch of different things. And if you try and mash buttons here after blocking, you actually get whiff punished by Kenshi's back 1. So it actually works quite well. If the opponent presses a button here, like if they try and low poke right there, that will actually whiff punish many low pokes. We've tried it with down 4s, down 1s, and down 3s. If they try and press a button there, it's not 100 million % guaranteed, but it can cause a restand. So for example, let's just say, it's hard to demonstrate it without a second player, unfortunately, but if the opponent were to press a button here and you get the reset, because they've pressed a button, actually I can't demonstrate it because it's AI. Either way, you basically just get a back 1 into this, which goes into this, into, you know, nice, respectable meterless damage. So it's, you know, that's a reset into 40% meterless. So that's basically it. Just this really strange catching the, you know, the shoulder meter burn shoulder charge really low to the ground, and it causes a reset situation late combo where if they're not blocking, they can get tags, and even if they block, I doubt they're going to be ready for it, which will give you a surprise back 1 if they press a button. This is kind of down to the Kenshi players out there to kind of experiment and see what you can find. See if you can maybe... I mean, I think this would be a lot more useful if you can find a consistent way to... you know, if you guys can find a consistent way to get it out of 1 bar. Like if you get off this, for example, it would be 42%, you know, or 40% into something. But it's just a matter of really trying to get the gravity right when you're trying to do it for 1 bar, which is when it gets a little bit trickier. But just for, you know... We'll try this one more time, just because I'm a stubborn man. One more. Oh well. Either way, you guys get the idea. Thank you very much for watching. Let's see if we can develop this kind of thing further, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you later. Take care.